Welcome back, guys, to the Gray Fox Mandem, dedicated to encouraging men as they enter the most fulfilling time of their lives. Today we're going to talk about my favorite go-to necktie knot, the full Windsor. Let's dive into it right here in the GFM. Okay guys, so first let me say the reasons why it's my favorite necktie knot. There's a few reasons. One is its symmetry. Take a look at it. It's beautifully symmetrical, unlike other necktie knots that are really in vogue right now, such as the 4-in-hand or the Single Windsor, like this, or this. Unlike those, look how perfectly symmetrical it is. The second reason why is because, as many of you may know, I spent 29 years in the military, and having a necktie was a uniform requirement. Now, uniform regulations do state that you can have a 4-in-hand, Single Windsor, or full Windsor, and that it can be either tied or a clip-on. Now, the clip-ons, gentlemen, you will never wear because you're a gray fox, okay? You're better than that. But the clip-ons are patterned after this symmetrical shape of the full Windsor, so you just kind of get used to it. Now, I knew gentlemen who were in boot camp would have someone tie their tie for them, and then they just loosened it and kept that in their closet for the next time that they wore their tie. You're not going to do that either. You're going to learn how to tie your tie, and you'll tie it each and every time, and you'll tie it perfectly. And the third reason why, and the most personal, is because it was taught to me directly by my father. He didn't teach me much, but he did teach me this. He taught me once, and I remembered how to do it for the rest of my life. You're going to remember too. Here we go. Let's dive into it. All right, guys, let's get started. Now, I picked this tie. It is my favorite tie. The reason why it's my favorite is because, well, it's a Tom Ford, and it is 100% silk, but it's woven silk. I want you to look at this pattern. The reason why I'm using this tie is because it's very thick, okay? Now, one of the reasons why the full Windsor has kind of fallen out of vogue is because it makes a big knot around your neck, and guys don't like that. Okay, so we're gonna take steps to mitigate that, and I'm gonna show you how. Okay, so first of all, you get it set up like this. Okay, so your right hand, you're gonna have the broad end of the tie. In your left hand, you're gonna have the skinny end. And the seam is gonna be facing your body, okay? Now, first of all, you're gonna position the skinny end. The skinny end is gonna go just below your belly button, okay? That's gonna stay pretty much right there until you actually tighten it. Now, all of the work is done on the fat end. First, guys, you're gonna pop your collar up. This is the only time that it's acceptable to pop your collar. Okay, pop your collar up. It's gonna be right up against your neck. Okay, it's gonna be snug. You see that? See, I'm pulling on it there. Now you're gonna take the fat end and have it go across the skinny end. Then you're going to take your thumb and push it up next to your throat and pull it all the way through. Okay, so now it's kind of like a little granny knot there, right? Make sure that's kind of snug. Not so snug that you're choking yourself, but it's going to be snug right up there by your throat. Okay, so now you see the seam end is still facing your body. Now you're going to pass it underneath. And as you pass it, you see how you kind of twist it. So now the seam end is facing away from the body, and it goes up and down inside. See that? Again, nice and snug. Seam is facing away from the body. Look at this V here. Look at that. That's the skeleton of your tie right there. And look how tight it is. Okay? You want to keep it tight throughout the entire process. Okay? Skinny end still hasn't moved. He's just sitting right there, doing his thing. Seam is facing away from the body. Now, you're going to take it and you're going to go across that skeleton that you just made. Now, something I want to point out is, you see the pattern on the tie, how it runs vertically. When you make the face of your tie, it's going to be in the opposite direction. So this is going to be horizontal. That's okay, that's perfect. We like it just like that. Now we're going to take this, go back up again, just like we did before. There it is. So now it looks kind of like an ascot. There's the face of your tie. The fat part is sitting over the top of it. So we need to get it behind it. Okay, so let's take the tip of our fat part. We're going to make a little gap here behind the face of the tie. And push it through with your fingers. Right through that gap. push it right through that gap. There we go. Now it's still not perfect, is it? Now this is still a little bit loose, so I'm going to tighten it up by just pulling on the fat end. It's tight, 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 tight. Now I'm going to flare it. There, look at that. That makes that nice sexy flare. Now, if I hold the skinny end, I can loosen or tighten my tie. Just like that. Now this goes right over that throat button. All right, see that? That's not bad. Okay, now there's a little flap back here. Skinny end goes through that. Perfect. Put this collar back down and shazam! Look at that. Now you see how tight it is. It is perfectly symmetrical. It is nice and snug. And since we paid attention to making it nice and snug throughout the entire process, it's not obtrusive at all. It's not sticking out. It's actually quite nice. So that's it, guys. That's tying my favorite necktie knot, the full Windsor. And hopefully it'll become yours too. Guys, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know if this is now your favorite necktie knot. If you have another one, let me know. Maybe you changed my mind. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time in the GFM.